Hey everyone, welcome or welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Lauren, and today I'm going to be drawing my October TBR. So before I launch into my October TBR, I wanted to mention a couple things. First of all is the Buzzword Challenge, a book that I will be reading in October for the Buzzword Challenge. I believe that October's word is magic or magic words, which, oh, by the way, I'll go on ahead and put up my Buzzword Challenge card here so you can see all of the books that I have selected so far this year for this challenge. This month's prompt has been a little bit difficult for me. There just aren't a lot of books out there with the word magic or anything pertaining to magic in the title that I'm actually all that interested in reading. So I decided to just comb through my physical TBR and see if there is anything that might possibly work. And as I was doing that, I realized something. A couple words that pertain to magic are black and white. Black magic and white magic, and I have a couple books on my TBR with those words in them. So in lieu of that prompt, I believe in October I am going to be reading White Horse by Erica T. Worth. I don't know, maybe that seems a little cheaty to use those words, but I feel like that's pretty legit for the prompt. I don't know, you can tell me down in the comments below if you think that that is like a good take on it or not, or if there is some other unusual something that you've come up with that you would like to suggest. I would love to talk to you about it down below. But for now, I am planning on reading this for the Buzzword Challenge in October. I also had another thing I wanted to mention. If you recall, if you watched my TBR video for September, I drew a book out of my Golden Star Jar that I was really excited about, episode 13, which is kind of a new release. I, however, have not been able to get a hold of it. It has some mixed reviews on it. Because of that, I don't think I want to purchase this book, so I got on the wait list at my library to borrow it. The wait list at my library for that book is really long. I am still waiting on it. I don't think that I'm going to be able to get a hold of it before September is up, so I am just going to go on ahead and push that book over onto my October TBR as well. Now that we've got those two things out of the way, if you are new to my TBR videos, how this normally works is that I draw stars out of my TBR star jars. I usually draw 5, but last month I drew 3 just to kind of take a little pressure off, so I think I'm going to do that again this month. But I have 3 jars and I will draw 1 star from each jar. The first jar is what I would call my all-purpose TBR star jar. This is what I dump all of my to-be-read books in. Every month I select a new paper type, paper color to fold my stars out of. That way I can just sort of cycle through, make sure that I'm not leaving books on my TBR for too long. The next jar is my series jar. This jar has, every single star in here has the title of a book that is the next in the series that I'm in the middle of. And then last but not least, we have my golden star jar. These books are my most anticipated reads, and because of that, I don't want to wait to get to them, so I will draw 1 book out of here as well. So I think that that is enough explanation. Let's just jump right in and draw some books. All right, so here we go. First draw. All right, I think that's a good amount to pick from. All right, so I think that of all of these, a couple that have been in here the longest, there's this kind of like pale green printed color, also this sort of khaki color. Maybe I'll do one of these like pale green stars first. All right, and my first pick is going to be, ooh, the hollow kind. Okay, I own this one, awesome. Here it is, The Hollow Kind by Andy Davidson. This, I believe, is kind of a thriller horror novel. This is probably one of my favorite covers that I own. I think this is really beautiful. I love this color combination, just the look of this. I think this is such a beautiful book. This has been on my list for a long time, so I may totally botch this. But if I recall correctly, this is a story of a woman and her son. There's some property her family owns or something that she heads out to with her son. I think something has happened, like she's afraid of something, has some sort of dark past or something, and they head out to this estate, this ranch or whatever it is, to get away from whatever happened to her. And come to find out there's like something sort of sinister on this land maybe. So I guess maybe this might be sort of supernatural in nature, which would be really cool. I like those kinds of stories. I honestly haven't checked any of the reviews in a while, so I'm not sure how people feel about this, so that's really cool. I really like that I'll be able to go into this without any like preconceived notions or anything. I've definitely really been looking forward to this book. Like I said, I just think this is such a beautiful book. That concept is really intriguing to me. So hopefully this is going to be a really good read. I think this is a really good first pick. So the first pick is The Hollow Kind. All right, next up we have my series jar. Like I mentioned earlier, these are books that are in series that I'm currently working through. So there is no rhyme or reason to the color of these, so let's just draw one randomly. How about we go for maybe the dark purple? Let's draw one of those. All right, and my second pick is going to be, oh nice, the Atlas Paradox. This is the second book in, is it called The Atlas? Is that the name of the series? I can't remember. The first one was The Atlas 6, which I read, I can't remember if I read that last year or the year before, but I really enjoyed it. It's an urban fantasy, and it's about these young, how old are they? I think they're maybe like late teens, somewhere between like 18 to 22 or something-ish, and they are selected to go to this academy, this like magic academy, so it has those kind of like magic school, like dark academia vibes, which who doesn't love that? I really enjoy those kinds of books. And of course, there's like a lot of crazy stuff that happens while they're there. Honestly, I should probably just like look up the plot summary for the Atlas 6. It's been long enough at this point that I've lost the finer details of that book, but I did really, really enjoy it. And it comes with some like very beautiful artwork on the inside of it, like some like line drawings that I thought were like really lovely and added to the story. I don't know, I'm just really excited to get to the second book in the series. I think it should be a really good time as long as I can refresh myself on what happened in the first book. Really in the first book, the only thing that I wasn't super wild about was that I felt like some of the characters were a little underdeveloped, but it was the first in the series, so hopefully that will be remedied in this second book. I'm sure it will. Yeah, so that's a great second pick. I'm really excited to get to that. So second pick is going to be The Atlas Paradox. All right, so we are to my third and final draw, which will come out of my Golden Star jar, my most anticipated reads. I need to refill this one as well. It's only got a few stars left in it. All right, and my final pick is going to be, oh nice, yay, Full Moon. This is the, I believe, third book in the Dresden Files series, which I own as well. There it is, Full Moon by Jim Butcher. If you are unfamiliar with this series, this is an urban fantasy series that has a very sort of strong noir kind of vibe to it. Harry Dresden is the main character. The series, I think each book, I've only read a couple of them so far, but each book is, Harry getting hired, he's a detective, and he gets hired to solve these various mystery cases. I think the first couple have been like murder mysteries. I'm assuming they're all murder mysteries, and this is just the next in the series, so I'm assuming he's going to get hired to solve some sort of murder. Harry Dresden hasn't been able to dredge up any kind of work, but when it looks like he can't afford his next meal, a murder comes along that requires his particular brand of supernatural expertise. A brutally mutilated corpse, strange-looking paw prints, a full moon. Take 3 guesses and the first 2 don't count. Okay, I'm guessing this has something to do with maybe like a werewolf or something, which sounds like a lot of fun to me. I don't know if you can tell, but I am really, really excited to get to the next book in this series. It's so funny, like whenever I picked up the first book in the series, I was pretty skeptical, but there's something kind of addictive about this series, so I'm finally getting to the next book, which I am thrilled about. So my third and final pick is going to be Full Moon. All right, so I think that is going to be it for me today. These are the books that I will be reading in October, these plus The Atlas Paradox and episode 13. I am really, really excited about this TBR, especially because I'm going to be reading all of these during October, the spooky month, and these all seem to have kind of some dark vibes, so I think it's going to be a fantastic reading month in October. I would be very curious to know if you have read any of these books and what you thought about them. Also, are you reading anything particularly interesting for the spooky month? I would love to hear about that as well, so I hope that you will talk to me about it in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, I hope that you will like it and possibly subscribe, and I will see you next time.